Nintendo Switch video time. We've done unboxing, we've done a UI video. We can show you some other stuff now, like you know, there's the game boxes. Actually, a quick comparison, like the same game I did. Just to be clear on that. So you know, there's a game box, Zelda Breath of the. I always want to say Wind, but Breath of the Wild, right there. Same height, obviously, as a PlayStation 4 case. Obviously, same width as well, but obviously a lot smaller. Actually, I'm just going to quickly grab something. So I'm one of these sad guys that actually collects stuff and doesn't tend to flog it or get rid of it. So that's Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII on PSP of all things, and that's a Switch case, which is, I mean, if I just really squeeze it in there, borderline the same size. You can just about see it's the Switch is slightly smaller, obviously thinner. Yeah, very comparable to PSP cases, so quite small on the shelves. What we've also got then is the JoyCon charging grip, which is this little box here. Now you may be wondering, I don't understand, Adam, you already unboxed the Switch controller. Why would you want to have another one? Okay, so the reason being, as I make noise unboxing it or opening this, is that the one that comes with the Switch, well, in fact, in the Switch box, there's none of these. You've got HDMI and power, but there's no cable, and you think, well, what do I want a cable for? So again, the Switch itself, the way you charge the Joy-Cons is that you attach the Joy-Cons to the Switch, as you showed with a little noise. Yeah, you do that, and then you put the Switch, you dock the Switch into the cradle, and that charges the Switch and obviously the Joy-Cons themselves. So this one, we'll have to be careful not to get them mixed up. They're not identical, actually, interestingly. In fact, this one seems slightly heavier. So this is the one that comes with the Switch, okay? Just looks like the normal Switch controller where you slot the Joy-Cons in. You notice there's nothing here, okay? And that's really important because the one that we've been sent here has a USB-C slot up the top. I'll try and put these together for you, and you can see literally the difference, okay? The top one there has the USB-C slot, so what that means is that you can charge your controller with this new one. Obviously it doesn't come with that. It just feels ever so slightly heavier, and you know, obviously it comes with the cable to do that. The other thing then, and I haven't even taken this out of the box yet, is the Pro Controller. It says on the back here, a wireless controller for the Nintendo Switch console designed to be held comfortably for longer periods and perfect for games that use the console's TV mode or tabletop mode. And in here we've got the controller and a charger. This is the one thing out of all the Switch goodies, and there's no, I should say, obviously there's another USB-C cable, so I've got a couple of them here now. Yeah, this is the one thing, even at the Switch preview event, I never actually had a chance. It was actually lying there on the table, but I was so fascinated with the Switch itself that I just never got around to, you know, picking it up. Okay, that's way heavier. And yeah, it feels like that was just like a traditional games console controller. That's quite heavy. So we did the comparison with the Xbox One controller, and we'll do the same there. So, I mean, they are not far off. I mean, they're very similar. You know, very similar. Quickly swap out for a PlayStation controller. In fact, I wonder, are they slightly closer to... It's kind of a cross between both. It feels like a bit of a combination of the two. Yeah. The buttons click in, as you would imagine. It's a modern controller. The triggers aren't analog, I would say. They feel very much, yep, click it's done. You've got the plus and the minus on the front, the screenshot button, the home button. Interesting, you can kind of see, I don't know if you'll be able to get this in the light. I'll try and angle it there for you. You can sort of see the weird design on it. I'm not sure, I'll try and take a photograph and show you it if I can get the lighting right. It's, I don't know, you know, it feels like a gamepad. It feels like a controller. It feels, yeah, I mean, it's comfortable, because the one thing about interesting, I suppose, as well, there's the D-pad, because on the Joy-Cons you haven't got a traditional D-pad. It's 4 buttons. You'll see that in the other videos, and I'm sure if you're interested enough to look at this, you've seen that everywhere by now. Yeah, it feels like a controller, you know. It feels slightly different, but it does feel comfortable because I feel like the, what would you call them, the handles are slightly elongated like the PlayStation one. So with the PlayStation 4, I feel like my hands sit quite comfortably underneath, like that. I always feel like with the Xbox One, which is a great controller, again, it's slightly angled. It feels like, you know, they rest quite comfortably, but it's a controller. You know, I don't know what more there is to say currently than, you know, I need to go and play some games with it. Let's be honest. I will say immediately, the one thing, I never liked the Wii U Pro controller. It never felt right. It felt weird it just felt uncomfortable. This does not feel the same way. I mean, there's a perfect comparison, I guess, for you there. The Wii U Pro controller next to the Switch. They both look like controllers, but like instantly, like right out of the gate, I don't know, I just always felt like it was hollow at the back here, the Wii U one, and it never felt like it gripped properly. Whereas this instantly feels more comfortable. Make of that what you will. That's our preview of the hardware so far. You've seen the unboxing. You know, now we've got these as well. And you know, price of my controllers. Beep beep to you, mate. And you know, that's not what the boxes look like. That's a PSP game. That's what the boxes look like. I'm going to go and play some games, and I will let you know what I think of them very soon. Bye bye for now.